Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. We'll wait for others to join in, then we'll start with the class. Hello everyone, can you all hear me? Am I audible to you guys? Please turn on your video cameras. Priyank, Ishan, Sudarshana and Yash. Anyone who has joined the class for the very first time? No, everybody has attended the previous classes. Please respond. I need you guys to respond, unmute yourself and let me know. Yes, can you hear me? Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am. You're completely audible.
Yeah. Guys, please turn on your video cameras. It would be nice if you turn on your video cameras. Sudarshana.
Ma'am, there's one problem.
Okay, you are not able to turn it on.
Yeah.
About you, Yash, Sudarshana, and Ishan. Guys, can you hear me? Please respond. Your Sudarshana. I need a reply from you, a response from you. Yes. Ishan, can you hear me? Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Hello everyone. Okay, so what we are going to do today is we're going to discuss about architectural history. Okay, so if we have to divide the history into different times, under different times, can you tell me the classification of it, how we are going to divide it? History को अगर हम time के साथ Just see how we're going to divide. Anyone?
Modern and traditional.
Okay, modern is one time. उससे पहले आपका
Ancient, sorry.
yes, सबसे पहले प्री हिस्टोरिक आता है, फिर एंशियंट आता है, फिर मेडिवियल आता है, उसके बाद मॉडर्न आता है. ठीक है, क्लियर? So these are different times, different eras, you can say, and the things and situations were quite different. So was the architecture. Am I audible properly? There are some background noise going on, but I hope I'm still audible to you guys. If my voice is low, just let me know. I'm clearly audible to you guys, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I have to see why I'm not able to hear you properly. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to share the screen. Let's just let me know if you can see the screen or not. Can you see the screen, everyone? Yeah. So just
Yes, ma'am.
yes. Let's talk about it. The prehistoric times. What is this time? What was happening during this time? The people, the men, women used to live in the caves. They were nomads. They didn't know the how to use iron as a tool. Right? We're talking about the Stone Age. The time when they didn't start to settle down anywhere. They were nomads. They used to travel from one place to another. During that time as well, what was the architecture? How they created the structures around them? What was the art at that point of time? How they used to express or communicate, right? So if you talk about the, just not go much deep into it, I'll just show you one video of it. Usme sare और terminologies हैं. इसमें जो important terminologies हैं और वो क्या हैं, उसके बारे में हम discuss करेंगे. Materials सबसे, जब हम architecture की बात कर रहे हैं, तो हम कुछ चीजों की बात करेंगे. Climate, geography, right? The culture, मतलब social, political culture क्या है वहाँ का. Then materials available at that area, in that area, and the time. All these are the factors that affect the architecture, right? So अब materials उस time जो वो use करते थे was animal skins, wooden frames and animal bones to create structures, and monolithic structures. Monolithic, do you understand what is a monolithic structure? Mono means one, lith means stone. Anything that has created with one stone is monolithic in nature. Note it down. If you don't remember it, just note it down. What is a monolithic structure, right? And just make notes, guys. आप खुद से notes बनाओ जो आपको लग रहा है कि आपको याद नहीं रहेगा, उसको लिखना जरूरी है. Yeah, schooling is something I don't do. I don't like to do, because you are now, I hope everybody is like 17, 18 at least. 18, 19 years के already हो आप लोग, आपको पता है क्या करना है ना? तो मैं मुझे बताने की जरूरत नहीं है, और कॉलेज में भी आपको नहीं बताया जाएगा कि क्या नोट करना है और क्या नहीं करना है. वो आप खुद से करेंगे. ठीक है? There is no schooling anymore. Okay? Decoration. Cave paintings in Africa and France and Spain have been found, where we got to know how they they expressed their livelihoods. तो एक टाइम था आपका, डू यू अंडरस्टैंड पैलियोलिथिक, नियोलिथिक, चार्कोलिथिक? पढ़ा था सोशल साइंस में, याद है?
No, ma'am.
भूल गए सब, नहीं पढ़ा है? बिल्कुल मैंने पढ़ा है, तुमने कैसे नहीं पढ़ा? हाँ,
I don't remember such terms.
so
I
you
guess.
don't remember Neolithic age and Paleolithic age? Okay, do you remember Stone Age?
Yeah.
हाँ, वही है,
Obviously, that
वही
was
है.
there.
हाँ, वही है. तो आपको अभी सारे एजेस पता करने कौन से हैं, ये आपका टास्क है सबका. ठीक है? व्हाट इज दिस नियोलिथिक, पैलियोलिथिक, किसके बाद क्या आया आपको वो पता करना.
Means all the ages till now.
No, it was there in the past, no, prehistoric times. I'll tell you what it is. Give me a moment. Hello. Yeah. So how these ages are, why such ages, how we why we have categorized it as it is, because it depends on what आप जब stones के tools बनते थे, उसके बाद जब iron के बने, copper, bronze के बने, राइट, ब्रॉन्ज के बाद आयरन. सो ये जो आपका ये जो एजेस हैं वो उस मटेरियल पे है, जो मटेरियल उस टाइम लोग यूज किए, उनका टेक्निक उनको समझ में आया. ठीक है, जब हमारा रॉकेट आर्किटेक्चर चल रहा था, ठीक है, इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन की बात अगर करूं, इट्स अ वेरी ओल्ड सिविलाइजेशन, राइट. एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम they didn't know the art of making the iron tools. It is that old, स्टोन एज में आता है वो, राइट. सो उस हमने जब हम जो प्री हिस्ट्री में देखते हैं डिफरेंट पीपल, हाउ दे इन डिफरेंट टाइम्स, हाउ वी गेट टू नो which age they belong to, which time they belong to, by seeing their tools, by seeing their structures, their artwork. We get to know their social construct from their artwork, whether the artwork is just about the nature, the rain and the sun, or is it about hunting, dancing and marriage. So it changed throughout the time, even the artwork on the caves. One of the most important examples of the structures is menhir. A menhir that you see on the top right hand side corner, can you see the picture? It is a menhir. What is this menhir? It's a large upright stone. सीधा खड़ा किया गया है, monolithic stone है. उस टाइम भी जो religious purpose के लिए सर्व करता था. Okay. Religion is a part of culture, और culture अभी ऐसे develop नहीं हुआ. It's just the rational thoughts, just the you can say the ambiguity in a person to understand what is happening in this world. They started believing in supernatural things. They started believing in, if there is rain, we are benefited. If there is sun, we are benefited. They got to know with time, and that created faith in them. So it was no particular religion as we know from today, but it was more of a belief or a faith. And that's the reason this menhir was also used as a structure to which they used to, a religious structure to devote whatever their faith was. Sometimes this menhirs or this upright stones were kept in, these upright stones were basically kept in parallel rows for miles, not just one stone, but in series of rows. This is called menhir. Another structure is called dolmen. So imagine at that point of time when human beings used to die, when their loved ones used to die, they didn't used to, throw the body away. If it is just, an animal, it would have been a different story. But humans started to become more rational and social and had this soft skill called empathy. Of they knew that it is important, it is for the need of emotions as well as a need of hygiene and health, that they need to bury or decompose the body. So when they started doing it, they started memorizing their loved ones by creating structures over those graveyard. The very first tomb. Do you understand what is a tomb now? Can you name a tomb? A famous one.
Humayun's tomb.
The Humayun's tomb.
Yeah.
And any other one which is quite famous?
Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal किसका tomb है?
वो like the wife of Shah Jahan, Mumtaz.
So मुमताज का जो ग्रेव है वो नीचे है, जो एक्चुअल ग्रेव होता है उसको हम सैक्रोफेज बोलते हैं. मम्मी दिखा है किसी ने? मम्मी देखा है मूवी? नहीं.
Yes, ma'am. देखा है.
See, it is nice if you watch such, this kind of movies, the old movies like, जो आपका पीरियड ड्रामास भी हैं वो भी देखोगे तो आर्किटेक्चरली आपको बहुत बेनिफिट होगा. बहुत सारी चीजें आप जान पाओगे, सिस्टम एंड सोशल कल्चर आप जान पाओगे, राइट. सो उसमें आप, व्हाई आई सेड यू दिस, बिकॉज tomb, burying their loved ones, the tomb culture, how they started was the basic idea that कि animals उस तरफ ना आए, आप जाके उसको मेमोरी की तरह ध्यान रखो, याद रखो कि यहाँ पे buried है. So this rational thought came into human beings at that point of time. They started creating structures, which was one of the first tomb of human history, that is your dolmen. क्या किए? 4 ऐसे पत्थर रखे और ऊपर एक slant पत्थर रखा उसके ऊपर, like a monument, small monument they used to. Cromlech. Have you heard about Stonehenge in England? Stonehenge पता है England में?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh? So that
Yes,
is
ma'am.
basically a cromlech. It's a huge, you can say, solar observatory. तो उस टाइम तो घड़ी नहीं थी, उनको समय, time, उनको psiography, that is the shadow, the study of the shadow. By understanding the study of the shadow, they used to find out what is the time in which we are right now. Right? So that is what cromlech is. Okay. Tumulus, again with time, they started creating graveyards. A number of graveyards used to be under the ground, and there used to be a mound over it covered with green turf. Such kind of passage graveyards were known as tumulus. Okay. Moving on, this is not important. So these were some of the important structures that is necessary for you to know and remember of is prehistoric architecture. Right. Now I'm going to share the video with you guys. Just let me know if you can. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. A moment. Yeah. So that was about prehistory. Now let's come to the next part. We'll talk about ancient civilizations, right? When those, with time, when people started settling down, when agriculture happened, when they understood that now they don't need to move from one place to another. They can settle down. So the settling down happened. Yeah. So the settling down happened, in the near the river beds. Can you name me some civilizations, important civilizations that settled down near the river?
Indus Valley civilization.
Indus Valley civilization near which river?
Indus,
Indus or Sindhu Nadi. Huh? What about other two civilizations which are ancient?
And the Egyptians,
The Egyptian, which is the river near which the civilization started?
and the Nile,
The river Nile. Can you name the other one? The ancient one.
Mesopotamia,
The Mesopotamian civilization or the nearest civilization, we call it.
Tigris.
Yes. So near the river Tigris and Euphrates.
Yeah.
ठीक है, ये दोनों नदी के किनारे ये पूरा सिविलाइजेशन ग्रो किया. क्यों? Why do we need a river? For irrigation, agriculture, right, and water sources के लिए हमें
Water is
river.
the basic need. So
Yeah. No, even it's a basic need. It's more important because settling down near river was the major reason was agriculture because it was a fertile land.
because yes. That,
It's a fertile land, and then it gets flooded with minerals with time. That's why it becomes fertile. It's easy to grow crops there, and then pottery भी हो जाता है. आपको बहुत सारे जो occupations they got benefited near the river. So near the river becomes the civilization grows. So now what happens in Mesopotamian civilization? Let's discuss. What is this Mesopotamian civilization? Where is this Mesopotamia? In today's time, tell me, Mesopotamia कौन सी जगह है? बता सकता है कोई?
Iraq,
Iraq, Iran, places mostly Persia will come under your Mesopotamian civilization. See, this is your Meso. Can you see in the map, everyone? The Mesopotamian civilization, guys. So what is the history of it? Again, it started near the Tigris and Euphrates, turned into city-states with populations of thousands. City-states matlab, एक city, एक divide they started settling down like city-states. Each city-state had their walls, their premises, and a large temple inside. So what was the social structure at that point of time? There was a society of kings, craftsmen, soldiers, farmers, priests. Soldiers because there were wars between, they were conquering places, right? Fought and traded with each other. There was trading also going on. Spices ka trade hota tha, animals ke trade hote the. Sometimes would conquer each other and form an empire, the whole empire. Kingdom, when there are a lot of kingdoms under one emperor, it becomes an empire, right? So Mesopotamia was a huge civilization because it, uska jo, the land it has covered was quite a lot, more than Egyptian civilization could. Mesopotamian city-states, you might have heard about Babylon. Guys, everybody has heard about Babylon? The hanging gardens of the Babylon? Yes, it is from this particular civilization. नियरेस्ट क्यों बोला जाता है? कोई बता सकता है इसका आंसर? इसको नियरेस्ट सिविलाइजेशन भी बोला जाता है। तो ये जो नाम रखे हैं ना, ये वेस्टर्न institutions ने रखे हैं नाम, the Western institutions, they named it. So for the Western world, it is the East, isn't it? Towards India, India comes into your आपका जो Asia towards your East. So it is near the East. It is not exactly the East. That's why we call it nearest. Then you know how the civilization was growing there. You can divide. You know, you can say there was a time of Assyrian, then Persian. So have you watched this movie 300? किसने देखा है? नहीं?
No, ma'am.
No. So the movie 300 was about the Greek soldiers, right? And how what kind of there were 300 soldiers who stopped the Persian emperor to get you know the control of it. So Greek civilization भी grow कर रहा है, वो अपने peak पे नहीं है अभी. जब मिडिल ईस्ट अपने पीक पे था तब ग्रीक सिविलाइजेशन जस्ट ग्रो कर रहा था, राइट? तो इसका एक टाइमलाइन नहीं है कि मिडिल ईस्ट खत्म हुआ और वो शुरू हो गया, ऐसा नहीं है. उसको हम कैसे समझेंगे? जैसे फ्रॉम द किंग्स एंड इससे अगर डेरियस एंड ज़ॉक्सीज, हैव यू हर्ड ऑफ ज़ॉक्सीज द गॉड, द मेसोपोटामियन गॉड? ही वाज अ किंग एंड कंसिडर्ड एज टू बी अ गॉड.
No.
He wanted to conquer the Greece, but ended with defeat of Darius III to Alexander the Great of Macedonia. Right? It ended with that. But again, right, what kind of architectural character they had? Now, to understand the architectural character, let's understand the culture there first. Religion dekhe to polytheist believers the. They used to believe in a lot of gods. They used to, because they started war, they started believing in god of war, peace, god of peace. There is god of sun, there is god of rain, right?
What they were called?
Who?
Like the people who followed like multiple gods.
Polytheist believers.
So we are also that, na?
Yeah.
We also follow.
We in the sense, if you are a Hindu, yes.
Yeah, Hindu, obviously.
Yeah, if you're a Hindu, Hinduism, Hindu का मतलब क्या है? Hindu, see, it was basically those who live near Sindhu became Hindu.
अच्छा, ऐसा क्या?
हाँ. It was never a religion. The religion was Sanatan Dharma.
Yeah, that was Sanatan Dharma.
Yeah. So at that point of time, if you talk about even the Indus Valley civilization का जो religion था, वो काफी different था, जो अभी हम follow करते हैं. ठीक है? वो सिंधु नदी को पूजा करते थे. They used to, you know, pray, you know, the river goddess मानते थे, and then the mother earth को मानते थे.
Like from there सारी नदियों का मतलब worship शुरू हुआ था धीरे धीरे.
You can see it's very complicated. If you really want to know about it, no, there is a very thin line of understanding these things, because see what was practiced. See, every religion starts with a cult. Do you understand what is a cult? There's some group of people who have some faith and belief, and then they propagate, and everybody believes in and comes under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
Religion is nothing but a way of living your life, right? How you have to live it. Some people, you know, almost nobody knows how, you know, you come alive and you don't know how, what to do next, what. So there is certain rules and regulations and way you can live your life that comes under to be a religion. That is how it started all over the world. Then it changed the whole face of the world, no doubt in it. It changed the whole face of the world. We'll get to know more about it. But again, it starts with, you know, every ancient religion you will see, it is mostly polytheist. उसका reason है.
Yeah.
Reason ये है कि आपको अभी science, अभी तक you are not aware of it. For example, you don't, you know, there were not so much discoveries, or they used to believe the earth was flat. It also happened.
Yeah.
So now polytheist beliefs कैसे आता है आपका, जब आपको पता नहीं है कि बारिश में भी लोग मर जाते हैं, है ना, ज्यादा गर्मी में भी मर जाते हैं, ठंड में भी मर जाते हैं. They started believing in something which really exists. So the faith is as old as human. है ना, जब से पैदा हुए तब से, मतलब जब से इंसान आए तब से फेथ एक चीज होता है इंसान में, तो बिलीव देयर इज समथिंग सुपरनैचुरल हैपनिंग. Then there came organized religions. Organized religions मतलब क्या होता है ना, जब आप mostly Abrahamic religion, that is like Christianity or Islam, which believed in one God or monotheist.
Yeah.
That also happened. We'll learn about that also, how that religion, how religion has affected, you know, throughout the world, how it was propagated, how it affected architecture. We'll also learn
एक
about
और
that.
डाउट था,
हाँ पूछो क्या?
like from the beginning of college we have to read this all, like
No, not from
What?
the beginning. Not from the beginning. You will have to. You will history of architecture आपका third semester से है. Third
थर्ड सेमेस्टर, और कितने तक चलेगी ये?
history.
या
History 3 semester है. 3
अच्छा,
to 4
बाप रे,
semesters.
लाइक हिस्ट्री से ही तो भागा था.
Let's see when you understand. See, history is nothing. These are stories which has happened. You're watching stories which might not have happened, and you go into that imagination.
या
Just think about something has happened. It's true facts, and then you find, see, आज अगर हम अभी जो फेस कर रहे हैं ना, अब जो 30-40 years, we will be just a line in a textbook, just one line in 30 years, 40 years. इंडिपेंडेंस को कितना साल लगा? कितना साल
बहुत,
लगा?
200 years more than.
कितने पेज में आपका सोशल साइंस में इंडिपेंडेंस ऑफ इंडिया के बारे में?
2 chapters I guess.
Maximum
1 in 9
2
and 1 in
Are you
8.
thinking the years that took, you know, years and years it took to get what we are today can be written in just 3 words, 4 words? So history is complicated. We cannot, there are layers in it. It's not just one thing. जैसे मैंने अभी आपको बोला, एक खत्म होते दूसरे शुरू नहीं होता है, सब अपने टाइम में चले हुए हैं. कब कौन मीट कर रहा है, कौन पैरेलल चल रहा है, उसको हमें समझना है.
Yes.
ठीक है. और मैं ये हिस्ट्री क्यों जानना है आपको, देखो क्वेश्चन कैसे आ जाएगा. 4 आर्चेस पूछ लेंगे, 4 आर्च है, ये कौन से टाइम में बिलोंग करता है, कौन सा सबसे पुराना है? आपको कैसे पता चलेगा कौन सा सबसे पुराना है? जब तक आपको ये नहीं समझ में आता उसके पीछे क्या रीजन है कि वो आर्च ऐसे बना है, किसने बनाया है, किस टाइम पे बनाया है, वो मटेरियल पहले मिलता था या नहीं, वैसे टाइप का डेकोरेशन होता था या नहीं. जब हम कल्चर के बारे में जानेंगे, क्योंकि मैं तो तुम्हें ऐसे तो मतलब 20,000 आर्चेस हैं. I cannot teach you every arch and where it belongs, and it is very inconvenient also. But when you know the basics of it, you can use your mind to find out the reasons behind it. ठीक है, वो धीरे धीरे समझ में आएगा. ठीक है, पहले चैप्टर में ही है हमें. ज्योग्राफी एंड जियोलॉजी इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. व्हाई? वहाँ का क्लाइमेट कैसा है, वहाँ का वेजिटेशन कैसा है, और वहाँ का एयर, मतलब ह्यूमिडिटी है तो वैसा कंस्ट्रक्शन बनेगा, मटेरियल जो अवेलेबल होगा उसी से बनेगा. मान लो वहाँ पे पाम्स बहुत हैं, तो आप पाम के मोटिव्स देखोगे डेकोरेशन में. वहाँ पे एलिफेंट है तो एलिफेंट का रिप्रेजेंटेशन देखोगे आप उनके आर्ट वर्क में. इंडिया में अगर मैं आपको 2 मोटिव पूछूं जो बहुत यूज हुआ है, इंडिया में बहुत यूज होता है डिजाइन में, प्रिंट में, बता सकते हो क्या है?
Peacock?
पीकॉक होता है, करेक्ट, बिकॉज इट इज फाउंड इन इंडिया, अगेन नेटिव टू इंडिया. व्हाट एल्स?
Flowers, I guess.
द लोटस बहुत यूज होता
Yeah,
है.
flowers.
Mango.
Lotus. Mango?
मैंगो, द अम्बी शेप.
Yes,
यार
yes,
मेहंदी
yes,
में इतना
yes.
बनाते हैं ना अम्बी शेप, वो कहाँ से आया है?
अच्छा,
वो
that
पर्शियन अम्बी
वो-
बोलते हैं उसको. यस, वो पर्शियन इन्फ्लुएंस आया है इंडिया में, एंड देन मैंगो इज अ नेटिव, दैट्स व्हाई इट वाज अडैप्टेड सो क्विकली.
Okay.
दैट्स व्हाई वी सी दैट इन सो मेनी. अब बेडशीट्स इसमें देखोगे वही शेप बहुत होगा, ये वाला शेप जो मैं बोल रही हूँ. मैंगो से आपका इसको अम्बी शेप बोलते हैं, समथिंग लाइक, यू नो,
This.
ऐसा शेप
Yeah,
का
that is
देखा होगा
famous.
ना, ऐसे करके फिर इसमें ऐसे आर्ट वर्क होता है सारा. सो दिस इज योर अम्बी शेप. अरे, सो India is abundant, is famous for its mangoes. So when you know the culture, the geography, तो उससे ये फायदा होता है, आपको पता चल जाएगा ये कहाँ से बिलोंग करता है। ये जो स्ट्रक्चर में देख रही हूँ इसमें जो मोटिव्स हैं वो ऐसा है, तो ये मोटिव्स यहाँ पे इस स्टाइल में बनता था। You can relate it. That's the whole point of it. Okay.
Okay.
So this was a desert marshland kind of area, right? Arid conditions है वहाँ पे। तो materials वहाँ पे mostly stones use होते हैं और bricks use हुए हैं। और decoration में आप देखोगे sphinx. What is a sphinx basically? The head will be of a man and the body would be of a animal. Sometimes a bird's wing also attached to it. Right, so it's a kind of sphinx, a merged version of a man and a animal. So the colossal winged bulls, you will find it in guarding the city walls. The polychrome glazed bricks. Poly मतलब बहुत सारे, chrome मतलब color, glazed मतलब colored, जो उसको रंग लगाते हैं टेक्निक को glazed बोलते हैं. So polychrome glazed bricks use होते थे. Could be different colors, blue, white, yellow, green. Murals होते थे of decorative continuous stone. Now I'll just see how the decoration goes. I'll tell you how it is. Major structures were ziggurats. So what is a ziggurat? Ziggurat was a religious structure. A temple used to be there on the top. The polytheist beliefs के जितने भी हैं उनको हम temple बोलते हैं. रोमन आर्किटेक्चर में भी टेम्पल था, ग्रीक में भी टेम्पल था, इजिप्शियन में भी टेम्पल था, और आपके मेसोपोटामियन में भी टेम्पल था. कॉल इट टेम्पल. वर्शिपिंग प्लेस को टेम्पल बोलते हैं. Polytheist beliefs. Do you see the structure stepped here? That's a real picture of it. Ziggurat at Ur. Right? The palaces and the victory wealth was powered by building large palaces, and just we can find the ruins of it right now. And you know, and then structures were mostly brick structures during that point of time. Now, this one is your Ishtar Gate. This gate was named after a Mesopotamian god. So now this is placed in a museum. तो इसलिए आप ऊपर आप एट्रियम देखोगे, ऊपर ग्लास का लगा हुआ है, तो उसको लाके रखा हुआ है म्यूजियम. The Ishtar Gate, named after Mesopotamian goddess of love and war, one of 8 gates that provide entry to the inner city of Babylon. During the reign of Nebuchadnezzar II, it was decorated with glazed blue bricks. Now देखो ये एक एक ब्रिक को ब्लू कलर किया गया है, फिर उसको फिक्स किया गया है, उसको मतलब अलग अलग कलर करके फिक्स किया गया है, ना कि उसको पहले बना के फिर कलर किया गया है. नहीं, समझ में आ रहा है? तो टेक्निक. द ब्रिक्स ऑफ द इश्तार गेट वेर मेड फ्रॉम फाइनली टेक्सचर्ड क्ले pressed into wooden forms. Do you understand how bricks are made? Any idea? कोई बता सकता है ब्रिक कैसे बनता है?
फर्स्ट अभी के ब्रिक्स की अगर बात करें तो
बताओ.
पहले सोइल से उसका जो है ना स्ट्रक्चर बनाया जाता है. लाइक वो फार्मा आता है, जैसे हमने देखा है बिहार में, तो वो सॉइल से उसका स्ट्रक्चर बनाया जाता है. एंड देन उसको क्या किया जाता है, उसको एक लाइक स्ट्रक्चर होता है, क्या कह सकते हैं उसको, टार टाइप का. ठीक है, उसके अंदर मतलब उसको हम लोग बेसिकली लोकली भट्टी कहते हैं, और उसमें उसको पकाया जाता है बेसिकली. मतलब उसको हीट किया जाता है ताकि वो एकदम रेड हो जाए. सॉइल के हाँ, बर्न किया जाता है उसको बेसिकली. तो उसके बाद वो ट्रांसपोर्ट होता है जहाँ भी जाना है.
तो पहले क्या करते हैं, मैं उसको अच्छे से एक बार आपको प्रोसेस बताती हूँ, थोड़ा सा सुन लेना इसको अच्छे से, ठीक है? याद रख लेना बिल्कुल, मेमोराइज इट. मतलब स्टेप्स. पहले क्या करते हैं, टॉप लेयर जो होता है सॉइल का उसको निकाल देते हैं. ठीक है, मैं बता रही हूँ कैसे मिट्टी निकालते हैं. पहले टॉप लेयर को निकाल देते हैं, रीड्स एंड ग्रासेस एंड पेबल्स वो चले गए. बीच में जो लेयर आता है हार्ड रॉक और उसके ऊपर, उसको मिट्टी को लेते हैं, उसको रैम्प किया जाता है, मतलब गोंदा जाता है पानी डाल के, अगर वो मड ब्रिक्स बन रहे हैं. अगर वो आज के जमाने के ब्रिक्स बन रहे हैं तो उसमें सैंड की जरूरत है, उसमें लाइम की जरूरत है, और उसमें मिट्टी की जरूरत है. उसको मिक्स करते हैं करेक्ट प्रोपोर्शन में. मिक्स किया, उसको गोंदा. देन एक आपका एक मोल्ड होता है, वो लकड़ी का मोल्ड हो सकता है, वो मेटल का मोल्ड हो सकता है. तो वो क्या है मोल्ड, जैसे केक में डालते हैं ना, पोर करते हैं, फिर उसको बेक करते हैं, बस उसी तरह से ऐसे मोल्ड में हम उसको पोर कर देते हैं. पोर कर दिया, पोर करने के बाद उसको सन में ड्राई करने छोड़ दिया. जब सन में एक बारी ड्राई हो जाता है तब वो सन ड्राइड ब्रिक्स बोलते हैं उसको, या फिर एडोबी ब्रिक्स बोलते हैं, ADOBE, एडोबी ब्रिक्स और सन ड्राइड ब्रिक्स। उस ब्रिक को जब हम क्लिन या भट्टी, या तुम अपने लैंग्वेज में जो भी आप वहां पे जो फैक्ट्री होती है जहाँ पे क्लीन चिमनी, जहाँ से आप गरम करते हो, जलाते हो आप ब्रिक्स को, तो भट्टी में डाल देते हैं और वो बर्न करता है। उससे क्या होता है, जितना भी वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स होगा उसमें वो सारा ड्राई हो गया। फिर उसको पानी में डाला जाता है ताकि जितना पानी सोख कर सके करा, फिर से उसको ड्राई किया जाता है। देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ सीजनिंग प्रोसेस गोज ऑन so that it is no more is porous and becomes hard and brittle. A good brick should be brittle. It should have a sound test. टंग करके आवाज आनी चाहिए जब दो ब्रिक्स को हम साथ में करते हैं, the ringing sound that says the brick is good or bad. उसका एक वेट होता है, हम ब्रिक्स जब पढ़ेंगे मैं अच्छे से आपको बताऊंगी। सो इस जो इश्तार गेट में जो ब्रिक्स बने हैं, अगेन वुडन फॉर्म्स में प्रेस किए गए हैं, जैसे मैंने आपको बोला जो मोल्ड्स होते हैं। ईच ऑफ द एनिमल रिलीव्स वर आल्सो मेड फ्रॉम ब्रिक्स फॉर्म बाय प्रेसिंग क्ले इनटू रीयूजेबल मोल्ड्स एंड ब्रिक्स आर प्लान्ड अकॉर्डिंगली। कौन सा ब्रिक कैसे लगेगा ताकि ये पूरा पैटर्न बने। द ब्रिक्स वेर सन ड्राइड एंड देन फायर्ड वंस बिफोर ग्लेजिंग। ग्लेजिंग कलर लगाने से पहले the bricks were sun dried and then fired once, glaze करने से पहले, उसको कलर करने से पहले उसको पहले बर्न कर देते हैं ताकि वो strong हो जाए। The clay was brownish red in the bisque fried state. So that's how. So now see this color blue you see, no? This particular blue has a name, Persian blue, because of how it was used in Persia or the Mesopotamian civilization we are talking right now. Right now I'm going to share another video with you guys and then we'll move to Egyptian civilization. इसमें कुछ पूछना है, किसी को कोई डाउट है? जितना पढ़ा है समझ में आया? ठीक है, just give me a moment, I'll just share another screen with you. Ancient Mesopotamian, yeah, this one. This one is a National Geography का है, तो आवाज आ रही है नहीं मुझे बताना, ठीक है? स्क्रीन शेयर करने के बाद। Can you see the screen? Yes.
The story of writing, astronomy, and law. The story of civilization itself begins in one place. Not Egypt, not Greece, not Rome, but Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia is an exceedingly fertile plain situated between the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers. For 5 millennia, this small strip of land situated in what is today Iraq, Kuwait, and Syria fostered innovations that would change the world forever. Inhabited for nearly 12,000 years, Mesopotamia's stable climate, rich soil, and steady supply of fresh water made it ideal for agriculture to develop and thrive. 6,000 years ago, seemingly overnight, some of these agricultural settlements blossomed into some of the world's first cities. In the period between 4000 and 3100 BC, Mesopotamia was dotted with a constellation of competing city-states. At one point, they were unified under the Akkadian Empire, and then broke apart, forming the empires of Assyria and Babylon. Despite near constant warfare, innovation and development thrived in ancient Mesopotamia. They built on a monumental scale, from palaces to ziggurats. Mammoth temples served as ritual locations to commune with the gods. They also developed advanced mathematics, including a base 60 system that created a 60-second minute, a 60-minute hour, and a 360-degree circular angle. The Babylonians used their sophisticated system of mathematics to map and study the sky. They divided one Earth year into 12 periods. Each was named after the most prominent constellations in the heavens, a tradition later adopted by the Greeks to create the zodiac. They also divided the week into 7 days, naming each after their 7 gods, embodied by the 7 observable planets in the sky. But perhaps the most impactful innovation to come out of Mesopotamia is literacy. Began as simple pictures scrawled onto wet clay to keep track of goods and wealth, developed into a sophisticated writing system by the year 3200 BC. This writing system would come to be called cuneiform in modern times and proved so flexible that, over the span of 3,000 years, it would be adapted for over a dozen different major languages and countless uses, including recording the law of the Babylonian king Hammurabi, which formed the basis of a standardized justice system. But Mesopotamia's success became its undoing. Babylon, in particular, proved too rich a state to resist outside envy. In 539 BC, the Persian king Cyrus conquered Babylon and sealed his control over the entirety of Mesopotamia. For centuries, this area became a territory of foreign empires. Eventually, Mesopotamia would fade, like its kings, into the mist of history, and its cities would sink beneath the sands of Iraq. But its ideas would prevail in literacy, law, math, astronomy, and the gift of civilization itself.
Yeah, so that was about Mesopotamian civilization, right? Okay, let's move to the next one. ठीक है, कंफ्यूज मत होना किसी में, अगर आपको लग रहा है कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है तो पूछ सकते हो बीच में, ठीक है, कुछ भी डाउट हो रहा है तो, ठीक है? Okay. The Egyptian. Did you see this Mesopotamian कहाँ पे था, और इस मैप में भी देखा आपने Egyptian कैसे ग्रो किया है यहाँ पे? If you start with the first time when it really started 5,000 years ago, right? Narrow stretch of fertile and arable land along the Nile. Narrow part was fertile. That's why the civilization grew like that. It's in, you know, it's in Africa you talk about. Beyond riverbanks, barren desert and rugged cliff prevented attack from invaders. तो बहुत sand cover करके आना पड़ता था अगर वहाँ पे conquer करना है, तो वो बचाता था उस एरिया में. देखो ज्योग्राफी कितना अफेक्ट करता है इवन पॉलिटिक्स को भी, सोशल लाइफ को भी. Imagine if there was no Himalayas in India, the political condition would have been very different. If there was no Ganga in India, can you imagine? So the geography affects a lot of how we are today, what we are today. That's why history is important. If you don't know where we are coming from, how will we know where we have to go? है ना? तो ये जानना बहुत जरूरी है, हम कहाँ से कहाँ कैसे आए हैं, कहाँ से आए हैं, क्या हुआ है, दुनिया में क्या हो चुका है वो पहले पता कर लेते हैं. क्योंकि क्या होता है ना, the same scenarios would be repeating here. We are also going to be in history ultimately. जो भी हम करेंगे आज, अभी जो हम देख रहे हैं, जो भी whatever is happening in the society, right? So that's why it's important, right? Narrow and Mediterranean and Red Sea was there. Wealthy country despite the desert, very rich in minerals. Every year, Nile would overflow, leaving the land fertile for growing crops. Nile River was a trade route also. River की वजह से trade हो पा रहा था. Gold from Nubia in the south. Africa में बहुत gold मिलता है, आपको पता है ये बात? It's rich in gold. अब दुनिया में कोई भी state या country देख लो जो mineral में rich है, किसी metal ore में rich है, वो सबसे गरीब है. Have you noticed that? The one who is rich in minerals will always be poor in economical conditions. There is a reason, again, I'll tell you about that in a different chapter. Anyways, so mostly found, so we'll see a lot of jewelry work in Egyptian civilization. And then gilding also, gold gilding. क्या होता है गोल्ड गिल्डिंग? वास हो गया, कप हो गया, देखो ऐसे रिम के ऊपर गोल्डन प्लेट जैसा लगा हुआ है, या वास पे एजेस पे कर्व्स पे लगा हुआ है
हाँ यस मैम, यस मैम।
है ना, तो उसको गिल्डिंग बोलते हैं। तो अपने पैलेसेस में भी गोल्ड की प्लेटिंग होती थी, जहाँ पे कॉर्निसेस में इसमें हाईलाइट करते थे, तो गोल्ड का वर्क होता था। Social structure and their beliefs that structured the architecture. Have you ever thought why they built so huge pyramids? And it's still, it's still considered to be one of the greatest structures in today's time, after so many years, thousands of years. So what was their idea and why they created it? The first was the social structure and their belief. The first social structure was, they believed that the king, the pharaoh, they called him, is the god on earth, dwelling on earth. ये god है, earth के god है. King को वो position, वो pedestal दिया गया था. And then the society came after. Everything, nothing is above him. Nothing is above the pharaoh. No life is above pharaoh's life. Seen as gods dwelling on earth, sole masters of the country and its inhabitants, builders and leaders. वो पैदा होके 10-12 साल से अपना शुरू कर देते थे अपना स्ट्रक्चर, जब मरेंगे उसके बाद कहाँ रहेंगे, मतलब उनका बॉडी कहाँ जाएगा. Used to be, it used to take 20-30 years to be constructed, and at that point of time they used to die early also. So now see, so that's why they were builders and leaders. It was always constructed under their surveillance. वो कैसा चाहते हैं. So architects had, उस time ये profession, architect का profession was most you can call it most preferred profession at that point of time, was most reputed profession in Egyptian civilization. Definitely, it's very simple. Who is in power? What is the social atmosphere? Definitely, जो occupation सबसे ज़्यादा demand में रहेगा, वो सबसे ज़्यादा reputed होगा. Builders and leaders थे, initiated the design, financing, querying और mining में difference क्या है, कौन बता सकता है मुझे? हाँ, बोलो. जो भी, जिसको ज्यादा लेट करोगे तो मुझे पता चल जाएगा गूगल क्या है. अभी बताओगे तो मुझे लगेगा हाँ अपने सोच से पता है. हाँ बोलो. अच्छा माइनिंग ही बता दो. माइनिंग तो पता है सबको. माइंस क्या होता है? माइनिंग क्या होता है? I have a lot of complaints in last 3 years about social science teachers. They are not teaching anything or students are not paying attention. क्या इंटरेस्टिंग ही नहीं है, क्या जानना है, क्या डिफरेंस है क्वेरिंग और माइनिंग में. माइनिंग मेटल्स का होता है, क्वेरी स्टोन्स का होता है. मार्बल को क्वेरी किया जाता है और मेटल्स को माइन किया जाता है. ठीक है. तो स्टोन्स का क्वेरिंग होता था, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ऑफ मटेरियल होता था एक जगह से दूसरे जगह पे. ह्यूज एनिमल्स, एलिफेंट्स यूज्ड टू कैरी those materials. So it was they needed a lot of labor, lot of sculptors, a lot of architects, lot of designers. The society was divided into senior priests. Again, religious belief उनका बहुत strong था. Officials, noblemen and army commanders. Most ordinary Egyptians were farmers. Architects, engineers, dams बनते थे उस time. The Egyptians were almost the first ones to create dams. ना? पानी को रोक के उसको उसका वो चेंज करते थे कि कब चाहिए कब नहीं. तो they used to create those dams at that point of time. Weaving, glass making, pottery, metal, jewelry and furniture was one of those works they used to do. They have contributed in astronomy. They have contributed in mathematics, philosophy, music, instruments create किए हैं बहुत. Writing, literature and history was written on papyrus or stone tablets. Papyrus was a leaf, ठीक है, जहाँ से लिखते थे, and stone tablets पे वो they used to engrave. अच्छा, दूसरा इम्पोर्टेंट, मैंने आपको क्या बोला, एक था सोशल फैक्टर जो आर्किटेक्चर को बहुत इन्फ्लुएंस किया है इजिप्ट में. दूसरा है रिलीजन. उनके रिलीजन में एक the polytheists believe they already had, they also believed in, there was a sun god, there was a moon god, there was a day night, whatever different gods were there. They also believed that there is life after death. You might have heard about mummify करते थे, mummy बनाते थे. वो क्यों करते थे? क्योंकि वो ये बिलीव करते थे कि मरने के बाद भी एक जिंदगी है. There is life after death. They call it afterlife. Acha, the most important person in the civilization was the pharaoh, because he was considered to be the god on the earth. Now for him, after death, he is going to, there is life after death for him as well. So the structure he is living in right now is temporary. The structure he is going to live after death is going to be permanent. That's why they build pyramids. This belief that there is afterlife, this religious belief, and this social structure that pharaoh is there was not pyramids for everyone. It was pyramids for the pharaohs only. सबके लिए मरने के बाद पिरामिड नहीं बने हैं ना, जो pharaohs थे उनके लिए बनते थे. तो इसीलिए जो टुम है, जो ग्रेवयार्ड के ऊपर जो स्ट्रक्चर बनता था, वो इतना वाइटल बन गया. नहीं, उसको परमानेंट बनाना है, इसीलिए आज तक टिका हुआ है. वो सोच थी, वो विजन था. Description: afterlife, life and house on earth is temporary, the tomb is permanent. For sustenance and eternal enjoyment of the deceased, religion is the dominant element in Egyptian architecture. Materials used: stone was again abandoned, used for monuments and religious structures. Durability of the stone is why monuments still exist to this day. Mostly monuments of देखोगे, stone was the most permanent structure during that point of time, because stone is something. What is the stone? Basically, it has gone through all the climatic conditions of that particular place. It has survived. So nothing is more permanent than that particular material. That's why they have used it. Roof and openings, you will see rooftop opening होता था, because बहुत धूप गर्मी की वजह से वहाँ ऊपर से opening होती थी, नीचे से stairs से वो नीचे आते थे. तो it was just an opening, पूरा heat अंदर नहीं आता था. There is no windows at all. Batter wall they used to create. Batter wall क्या होता है? देखो, wall ऐसा है normally, ऐसा होना चाहिए, है ना? अगर हम उसको साइड से देखें, रेक्टेंगल होना चाहिए, राइट? लेकिन यहाँ पे आपका इसमें बैटरिंग कर रखा है, एक्स्ट्रा ऐड कर रखा है. व्हाई? नीचे से स्टेबिलिटी देगा और हीट भी अंदर. जहां बहुत गर्मी होती है वहां देखोगे जो बड़े बड़े मॉन्यूमेंट्स होते थे, उसके वॉल बहुत थिक होते थे. इतने थिक, इजिप्शियन सिविलाइजेशन में तो इतने थिक होते थे कि कई बार 9 to 24 मीटर्स के भी होते थे. 24 मीटर्स, यू अंडरस्टैंड कितना है? हिसाब लगा सकते हो? हाँ, अच्छा, 1 मीटर कितना होगा? अगर 1 मीटर सोचते हो, कितना दिमाग में आता है? ये 1 मीटर है, यहाँ से 1 मीटर. ओके, 1 मीटर आपका रोड का विड्थ कितना है? जो इस रोड पे 1 लेन का रोड कितना, 1 वे रोड कितने मीटर का होता है? 1 लेन, 1 वे, नॉट 2 वे, 1 वे मिनिमम विड्थ. अच्छा, एक गाड़ी का विड्थ कितना होता है बता दो? एक गाड़ी, नॉर्मल स्टैंडर्ड गाड़ी,
4 मीटर,
3 मीटर्स. पार्किंग एरिया होता है 2.5 मीटर्स का होता है, ठीक है? और हमारा रोड 3 to 3.5 मीटर्स का होगा मिनिमम. तो जो रोड पे जब गाड़ी जा रही है, आप देख रहे हो थोड़ा थोड़ा सा गैप है, वो 3 मीटर का रोड होता है, ठीक है? एक 3 मीटर समझ में आ गई? 3 मीटर कितना हुआ? अच्छा, आपका जो सीलिंग हाइट है अपने रूम का, देखो फ्लोर से सीलिंग हाइट, उसको देखो, विजुअली मेजर करो. दैट इज योर 3.3 to 3.5 meters. Now imagine 9 meters. Now imagine 9 meters का thickness of a wall. Can you imagine that? Like 3 rooms. एक width अगर ले लें, हाँ बोलो सुदर्शना.
Any space or like bricks inside the
Just bricks, ब्रिक्स, हाँ
bricks.
हाँ, ब्रिक्स एंड स्टोन्स, स्टोन्स को ले करते थे उतने बड़े बड़े, which was around those meters, all filled, कहीं गैप नहीं है, गैप जो जब होता है उसको कैविटी वॉल्स बोलते हैं, वो नहीं था, बट मेजर थिकनेस वाइट वाज डन, क्योंकि क्या होता है ना, जब गर्मी होती है, जब आपकी बहुत गर्मी होती है जहाँ पे, अगर मान लो ये एक वॉल है और ये एक दूसरा वॉल है, दिख रहा है यहाँ पे, थोड़ा अच्छी जगह पर बनाती हूँ जहाँ दिखे, ये छोटा वॉल है, दिख रहा है इमेज, छोटा छोटा बना रही हूँ, और एक ये वॉल है, थिकनेस इसका ज्यादा है, राइट। अब अगर मैं मान लो आपका सुबह के 9-10 बजे से आपके शाम के 5 बजे तक धूप आ रही है, आप इतने ड्यूरेशन में जो गर्माहट है, ये जो गर्मी है यहाँ पे, इट गोज इनसाइड, मे बी इट टेक्स 4 hours टू गेट इनसाइड, इट विल गेट इनसाइड। तो 10 to 5 में आप देखो 4 घंटे के अंदर, मतलब 4 बजते ये रूम बहुत गर्म हो जाएगा। रात को क्या होता है, यही हीट रेडिएट करता है बाहर, जो हीट लिया, अगर ये थिकनेस बढ़ा दें हम इसके, तो जब हीट अंदर तक जाता है ना, उतने में टाइम हो जाता है टू रेडिएट बैक, so that's why thickness is that much, because और कोई तरीका नहीं, उस टाइम तो एसी भी नहीं था ना, अभी है, उस टाइम तो कोई मैकेनिकल पैसिव, you know, you cannot have any other options rather than just keeping yourself, because there was no vegetation also. Yeah, so and again you see the decorations will be hollow or rolled kind of, you know, columns के ऊपर आप देखोगे, या फिर torus moldings होते थे, या you know, you will see different, these are some common ornamentations you will see, which are mostly found in that area, like lotus, papyrus, palm. So it was indigenous to Egyptian culture and indigenous to Egyptian geography. Right, so now see hieroglyphics. What is hieroglyphics? Do you remember how in prehistory how the people used to carve out in their caves, right, or paint in the caves? Now that uska abhi ye dhire it has emerged out to be in the civilization also. They are practicing the same thing they used to practice before, but now it had different stories to tell. It is basically the pictorial representation of religion, history and their day-to-day life को उन्होंने रिप्रेजेंट करना शुरू किया ऐसे इमेजेस में। ऐसे देखा भी होगा, बहुत मूवीज में भी होगा, बहुत कहीं ना कहीं वीडियोस में आपने देखा होगा, इजिप्शियन में ऐसे आर्ट वर्क देखा होगा, ऐसे 2D में बनाया हुआ है, साइड प्रोफाइल का, है ना, उसमें स्टोरीज होते हैं एक एक करके, ऐसा हुआ उसके बाद ऐसा हुआ। सो वो because they knew that in 1000 years the language is going to change, language is not going to be the same, how will they decode it? Can you see what kind of visionaries they were? Future thinkers, right? That's why they survived, no? That's why it survived for so long and we are reading it, we are studying about it. Common capitals, capital is the uppermost part of a column, we call it a capital, ठीक है? तो वो आप देखोगे या तो पाइपरस या पाम या फिर फैरो का हेड, दिस काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर्स वेर क्रिएटेड। तो शुरू में एकदम से पिरामिड्स नहीं बनाया, शुरू में दे स्टार्टेड विद मस्तबास। Mastabas, what were mastabas? It were rectangular flat lands, battered again. Battered मतलब battering मतलब slant करना उसको ना और add करना। अगर ये ऐसे wall है, उसको हम battering ऐसे करते हैं, slant कर देते हैं उसको और उसको mass देते हैं। So can you see this battered walls here, slant walls here, right? So ये एक grave एक particular area में they used to create it. The such kind of structures were known as mastabas. One of the first type of Egyptian tombs. With time came up pyramids, but pyramids didn't start with just the last one that we see, the pyramids of Giza is an equilateral pyramid, right? But before that, they started with stepped pyramids. They have to achieve a height. They started giving steps, as a step karte karte, they started achieving the height. बट जब अब ये स्टेप्स किए ने स्टार्टेड क्यूरेटिंग इट और एडिंग बैटर टू इट, दे स्टार्टेड बैटरिंग इट. बट क्योंकि ये स्टेप्स है, इसका एंगल सही नहीं होता था, तो एक जगह पे ये बेंड हो जाता था.
Ma'am, why do they batter? Is there any reason?
Yeah, again to give it a shape, simplest form of shape, so that it is more prominent. जब एक पिरामिड को आप देखते हो, बिल्कुल उसका जब शेप, उसका फॉर्म देखते हो, this is again psychology actually, how we are perceiving it. They wanted to make it more better, and जितना इक्विलेटरल होगा उतना ही ऊपर तक जाएगा और उतना स्टेबल होगा, मोनोलिथिक बनेगा एक स्ट्रक्चर. पार्ट पार्ट में नहीं देखेंगे उसको, हम एक साथ देखेंगे. So many other things also, why they did it, you know, what king thought of it, what architect thought of it, right? What was the idea behind it? I mean, so many things, not just one thing, just simplifying it to say that this is one of the reasons. So the bent pyramid happened, and then came the Pyramid of Giza. How many pyramids are there in Pyramid of Giza?
3,
It's 5.
4,
It's
5.
3 big ones that you see and 2 smaller ones. There are 5. Okay. Most magnificent of pyramids, equilateral sides face cardinal points. इसका cardinal point में 90 डिग्री पे जा रहा है ऊपर सारा. उसको अगर हम divide करेंगे exactly symmetrical होगा. A lot of theory has been, you know, about pyramids also. I would like if you guys just go through it once. ठीक है? The Great Pyramid of Sphinx. Let's see that. एक minute. Clear करती हूँ मैं इसको एक बार.
Ma'am, was there any historical
हाँ, हाँ.
between? Ma'am,
क्या
was there any historical connection between the Egyptian and the Aztec pyramids?
And which pyramids?
Aztecs.
Aztec pyramids. I will talk about that. The theory, it's a theory. I'll talk about that. Yeah. Okay. Rock cut and rock hewn tombs. Rock cut architecture है जो आपके existing rocks को, you know, they used to engrave it, excavate it, and create spaces to, you know, for the tombs of the nobility, and it was not for the royalty. Royalty के लिए आपका pyramid बनता था, but the nobility, noble who were close to the royals, who were you know, patrons of the civilization, they were given this particular you know, respect of giving a, you know, providing a tomb in a rock cut style architecture. Right? There used to be 2 type of temples in Egyptian civilization: a mortuary temple and a cult temple. Mortuary temple is to worship and honor their pharaohs, and cult temple was for to worship their gods. This is kind of a structure. See the kind of columns they used to create, very thick, huge, because they didn't know the science of you know, how the load is going to be, कैसे material को हम और कम करें, ये science अभी तक develop नहीं हुआ था. तो उनके कॉलम से हाइपोस्टाइल हॉल बोला जाता है. तो बीच में बहुत मोटे मोटे कॉलम से पूरा स्पेस को कवर किया जाता था, स्पैन किया जाता था. जैसे कि कॉलम की क्या जरूरत है? डू यू नो व्हाट इज द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ कॉलम? टू टेक लोड, राइट? टेक लोड ऑफ द सीलिंग हियर.
Support.
इट सपोर्ट्स, इट टेक्स लोड. सपोर्ट सिर्फ सपोर्ट के लिए नहीं है. सपोर्ट ये होता है जैसे ये सपोर्ट है, कॉलम को सपोर्ट कर रहा है खड़े होने में. कॉलम अपने आप खड़े हो रहे हैं लेकिन उसको कोई सपोर्ट कर रहा है. कॉलम कैन नॉट बी अ सपोर्ट बिकॉज इट इज टेकिंग द लोड, राइट? इट इज टेकिंग द लोड ऑफ द सीलिंग, इट इज टेकिंग द लोड ऑफ द होल स्पैन. तो अगर मैं इसको, अगर मैं, आप देखोगे एक सीलिंग का बीच में, आप कभी भी किसी हॉल में भी जाओगे, आप देखोगे एक हॉल बना है तो बीच बीच में कॉलम्स होते हैं ना. क्यों क्यों देने पड़ते हैं? ताकि, क्योंकि अगर मैं कॉलम बीच में ये नहीं दूंगी तो ये ऐसे सैग कर जाएगा, नीचे को हो जाएगा. इसका लोड बीच में से क्रैक कर रहा है, नीचे आ रहा है. वेरी सिंपल. यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट, राइट? सो तो लोड अच्छे से डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो स्पैन में, इसलिए हम बीच बीच में कॉलम्स देते हैं. अगर बहुत बड़ा हॉल बनाना है और बीच में मुझे कॉलम नहीं चाहिए, मुझे कॉलम फ्री स्पेस चाहिए, जैसे आप एक मॉल में जाते हो, आपको कॉलम्स दिखते हैं क्या बहुत बड़े स्पेस में? नहीं। पेट्रोल पंप में जाते हो? नहीं। वहां पे वैसा स्पेस चाहिए जहाँ पे कॉलम्स हिंड्रेंस ना हो, और धीरे धीरे ह्यूमन बींग्स हैव डेवलप्ड इट, दैट साइंस। कैसे वो मैं बताऊंगी, अभी नहीं, नॉट टुडे. So now here they didn't know the science of it. The Greeks came up with the column. They innovated column in a very different way. No doubt the Egyptians also did a lot of work in the columns, but they were the ones who began. They were the beginners, right? Yeah. So the great temples you would have, might have, seen or have heard about it. The great temple of Ammon in Karnak, or the temple of Ammon in Luxor, Mamisi temple. These are some of the famous structures. The great temple of Abu Simbel is one of the famous rock cut temples. Okay, can you see the rock को काट के पूरा sculpture बनाया गया है, वो तभी ऐसा दिख रहा है. Temple of Hatshepsut, and that is also again columns. आप देख रहे हो कैसे है, colonnades बोलते हैं. जब सीरीज में रोज में कॉलम होते हैं उसको colonnade बोलते हैं. Pylon, फोर्ट वगैरह में देखा होगा, जो एंट्रेंस होता है, monumental gateway to the temple consisting of slanting walls flanking the entrance portal. ये entrance portal है, इसको हम pylon बोलेंगे, इसको हम obelisk बोलेंगे. Have you heard of obelisk before? No? So obelisk is basically square in plan. मतलब अगर हम उसको देखें, it is square in plan, upright stone, and a pyramid is placed on the top. समझ में आया? This is an obelisk.
One is,
It is, हाँ.
one is the Washington Monument.
Yes, that is an obelisk too. Right? That is an obelisk. The sacred symbol of sun god Heliopolis usually came in pairs fronting temple entrances. Height of 9 or 10 times the diameter of the base. And the four sides is filled with hieroglyphics. You remember hieroglyphics? The pictorial representation of religion, of day-to-day life, and everything on the walls. Is hieroglyphics, okay? The Egyptian culture में इसको करते हैं. Right, that's what is important. These are some of if you see the kind of furniture, it's not required, it's just interior parts, so it's just added here. See the kind of furnitures they used to create, the symbolism of how the animal feet, claws, ये use किया जाता था. The tables used to be very important. Offering tables दिए जाते थे because it's an important Egyptian furniture. The gold gilding I was talking about in the chair, the kind of decorations they used to do, carving. Okay, the kind of artwork and crafts they used to do, one of them is marquetry. What is marquetry? अच्छा, veneers पता है किसी को? veneer सुना है नाम? नहीं? ठीक है. हाँ, सुना है? सुदर्शना बोल सकते हो?
Lamination, veneers, right?
veneer, wood
Yeah,
veneer. Lamination, हाँ, correct. तो lamination उसमें फर्क है. veneer is basically a natural thing. उसमें क्या होता है ना, वो जो ट्री का ग्रेन्स होता है ना, अगर उसको हम पतला पतला काटते जाएं, बार्क निकालने के बाद उसको शीट में पतला पतला निकालते जाएं, तो हर एक veneer डिफरेंट दिखेगा. वेरी नेचुरल. ग्रेन्स विल बी डिफरेंट, सब में थोड़ा अलग. तो वो जो veneer होते हैं, वो पतला पीस होता है, उसको शेप में काट देते हैं, ज्योमेट्रिकल शेप्स में, और एक के ऊपर एक पेस्ट करते हैं. That kind of work in different decorative patterns, this design is, the technique is known as marquetry. It is the art and craft of applying pieces of veneer to a structure to form decorative patterns. The technique may be applied to case furniture. Case furniture मतलब जहाँ पे आप बैठने, जो केस फर्नीचर जो मतलब आपका बैठने वाला नहीं, पीछे का केसेस, एंड सीट फर्नीचर जहाँ पे आप बैठोगे, दोनों जगह पे ही ऐसे यूज होते हैं. अभी भी होता है. मार्केटरी टेक्निक इज स्टिल यूज्ड, राइट? द टेक्निक अपने ऐसे डाइनिंग टेबल्स, चेयर्स, ऐसे डेकोरेटिव पैनल्स देखे होंगे, डोर्स में भी होता है. देखा है? ये देखा होगा आर्टवर्क कहीं ना कहीं, नहीं? देखा है ना marquetry? Yeah. The technique may be applied to case furniture and seat furniture, to decorative small objects with smooth veneerable surfaces or freestanding pictorial panels में भी use होता है. जब what is an inlay work? Inlay work का example अगर मैं दूं, मान लो wooden surface है, table है, wooden table है, उसमें मैं क्या करती हूँ, engrave carve out करती हूँ space और उसमें stone या फिर कुछ और मटेरियल डालती हूँ, पेस्ट करके उसको पॉलिश कर देती हूँ कि उसके साथ बिल्कुल फिट हो जाता है वो. अब अगर उसको छुओगे भी तो आपको पता नहीं चलेगा कि स्टोन है, वो ऐसे फिट हो जाता है. अगर आप ऐसे ये टेबल देख रहे हो, ऐसा देखा है कहीं? दिस काइंड ऑफ वर्क ऑन टेबल्स, इट इज एन आइवरी वर्क. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज एन आइवरी? आइवरी कहाँ से आता है? एलिफेंट टस्क से, राइट? वहां से आपका आइवरी आता है. सो आइवरी को पहले टाइम में वो बहुत यूज होता था. अभी तो यू नो विद टाइम गॉट मोर कॉन्शियस एंड नाउ वी आर मोर, it has become more illegal in nature of, you know, using the ivory. But ivory was mostly used for this inlay work. Then inlay work का भी बहुत सारे टेक्निक है. Give me a moment. Okay. Right, inlay work का भी बहुत सारे टेक्निक है. One of them is Petradora. It is also inlay work. Inlay का work का मतलब क्या है? एक सरफेस से उसका पार्ट निकाल के दूसरा कुछ डाल के उसको उसके साथ फिट करना. Petradora is a term for this inlay technique, but what they use the cut and fitted polished colored stones to create such imagery. ये Petradora work इंडिया में भी एक जगह हुआ है. बता सकता है कोई कहाँ पे हुआ है? एक्चुअली बहुत जगह हुए हैं, एक भी बता दो तो मैं मान जाऊंगी. बोलो, घबराओ मत. ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होगा? गलत होगा आंसर. यहाँ गलत होगा ना, एग्जाम में नहीं होगा. हाँ, यस यस यस, करेक्ट. ताजमहल में है पेट्राडोरा. द इजिप्शियन, मेसोपोटामियन, राइट, दे हैड एन इन्फ्लुएंस. मेसोपोटामियन में आगे जाके पर्शियन, यू नो, द पर्शियन इन्फ्लुएंस वाज अगेन केम विथ मुगल्स. डू यू नो मुगल का क्या हिस्टोरिक बैकग्राउंड है? एनी आइडिया? हैव यू हर्ड ऑफ चेंगिस खान?
Yes, ma'am.
Genghis Khan ke they believe their ancestor was Genghis Khan, and they come from Central Asia. So they have this Mongoloid influence in them. Central China influence है उनके अंदर. Then they religiously they are influenced by Persia. इसलिए Persian influence है. When they came to India, India had its own नेटिव आर्ट एंड स्टाइल, जो वहां का क्राफ्ट्समैन था. तो यहाँ का जो मुगल आर्किटेक्चर है, इट इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी मिक्सचर ऑफ अ, यू नो, यू कैन से अ मेल्टिंग पॉट ऑफ कल्चर. इसीलिए इतना इम्पोर्टेंस दिया गया है, क्योंकि इतना सारा इन्फ्लुएंस है जो यहाँ पे इंडिया में हमें मिलने को मिलता है. इट्स नॉट वन थिंग, इट्स नॉट जस्ट इंडियन, it is a lot of cultures that has emerged in, you know, when it was created. So Petradora comes from that time, right? So we'll start with Greek. Indus Valley civilization में तब पढ़ाऊंगी जब मैं आपको इंडियन आर्किटेक्चर पढ़ाऊंगी. तब मैं इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन से शुरू करूंगी. ठीक, पहले हम इंटरनेशनल खत्म करेंगे, पहले हम वर्ल्ड आर्किटेक्चर खत्म करेंगे, उसके बाद हम इंडिया पे आएंगे, ताकि हम रेफरेंस समझ सके कि वर्ल्ड में उस टाइम क्या चल रहा था. ठीक है? ओके, जस्ट अनदर वीडियो आई एम गोइंग टू शेयर विथ यू गाइस. नींद तो नहीं आई है किसी को अभी तक? हिस्ट्री क्लास चल रहा है. सुन रहे हो ना सब? ध्यान दे रहे हो?
Yes, ma'am.
Just put a little bit more interest in it. ठीक है? If you listen to it like stories, you will get to know what is happening. Okay? तो बड़ा कोई बात नहीं है. मुझे बहुत दुख होता है. I'm a history teacher, so it's really painful for me. It's okay. What can be done? Okay, chalo, I'll just share. दिख रहा है सबको स्क्रीन? स्क्रीन दिख रहा है गाइस?
Yes.
The ancient Egyptian civilization lasted for over 3,000 years and became one of the most powerful and iconic civilizations in history. At its height, ancient Egypt's empire stretched as far north as modern-day Syria and as far south as today's Sudan. But long before it was an empire, ancient Egypt was a series of small, independent city-states that bloomed along North Africa's Nile River. The city-states were divided into two regions and named according to the flow of the Nile. Upper Egypt in the south, which was upstream, and Lower Egypt in the north, which was downstream. By about 3100 BC, the two halves united, thereby creating one Egyptian state that lasted for millennia. The reign of this civilization can be divided into three major periods of prosperity, called the Old, Middle, and New Kingdoms, and two periods of instability in between, called the First and Second Intermediate Periods. Guiding the Egyptian people was a succession of about 300 rulers, often referred to as pharaohs. Pharaoh, which means great house in Egyptian, was never the ruler's formal title. It only became synonymous with the ruling individual in modern times, thanks to its use in the Hebrew Bible. These rulers, who were not always men, nor Egyptian, were considered protectors of the people and served as divine liaisons between humanity and the hundreds of gods they worshipped. After the rulers passed away, ancient Egyptians believed they then became gods. To prepare their journey into the afterlife, the rulers constructed elaborate tombs, including the Great Pyramids at Giza and underground mausoleums in the Valley of the Kings. Rulers filled their tombs with all the items they could need in the afterlife, including gold, jewelry, food, drink, and even pets. Preparing for this journey to the gods also involved mummifying one's body. The deceased's corpse was embalmed, wrapped in hundreds of yards of linen, and placed inside the tomb so the body could be reanimated in the afterlife. To this day, structures like the Great Pyramids are a testament to the role of religion in ancient Egyptians' lives. But they also represent the innovative and cultural might of the Egyptian people. Innovations in mathematics and written language in particular propelled their civilization to success. Math, specifically measurement mathematics, helped Egyptians understand and harness their world with numbers like no other civilization had before. They developed a new form of measurement called the cubit. It was used to design massive structures, such as the Great Pyramid, with remarkable geometrical precision. The Egyptians also measured time. By combining mathematics with astronomy, they established a 24-hour division to the day and created a solar calendar, which was the first dating system in history to feature 365 days in 1 year. Lastly, Egyptians developed methods to measure and survey land around the Nile River. These civil engineering feats made way for the construction of dams, canals, and irrigation systems that helped farming and agriculture to flourish in the Nile Valley. In addition to mathematical concepts, the ancient Egyptians also created written languages to describe the world around them. The oldest and probably most well-known of these is hieroglyphic writing. This system was developed around 3150 BC during the Old Kingdom and has over 700 pictorial characters. It was used to inscribe monuments and pottery and predominantly served a decorative or ceremonial purpose. Soon after, another ancient form of writing, called hieratic, developed out of the hieroglyphic system. It was a form of cursive that was written in ink and served a more functional purpose. Unlike its more formal predecessor, hieratic was written on another ancient Egyptian innovation, papyrus. Papyrus was a type of paper derived from the papyrus plant, which grew plentifully along the Nile River. This medium gave the ancient Egyptians a new avenue of communication and record keeping that allowed their civilization's administrative skill to grow and their culture to spread for thousands of years. As with all great empires, ancient Egypt came to an end. It was eventually conquered after a series of invasions, including those by the Persian Empire in the 4th century BC and the Roman Empire around 30 BC. Not many civilizations can claim a lifespan of over 3,000 years, let alone one that made vast cultural contributions that still resonate in modern times. Ancient Egypt, with its linguistic and mathematical innovations, spirituality and religion, and extensive political and military might, set a high standard for all civilizations that followed.
Yes, guys, that was it. I will be ending the class today with 3 topics that we covered today. I just don't want to go more further because Greek and Roman will cover it as in next class, because that is a very important chapter. It shouldn't be ended in between. ठीक है? So next class के लिए आपका 2 काम जो मैंने आपको बोला, याद है क्या बोला मैंने आपको करने के लिए आज?
सारे सिविलाइज एजेस,
हाँ, एजेस के बारे में पता करना है. दूसरा पिरामिड्स के बारे में बोला था मैंने.
हाँ pyramids.
है ना? Do a little research on the pyramids, of how equilateral pyramids were created and why they were created, how they were created. Do a little research on that. ठीक है? Thank you so much, guys. I'm ending the class now. See you soon, and please for the next time just put on your video cameras on, right? It's a protocol. ठीक है? सारे classes record हो रहे हैं, तो जो नहीं on करोगे तो भी उनको पता चलेगा, and I'm going to ask you. So it's better you do it on your own. ठीक है? Thank you everyone. Bye bye. See you soon. Bye guys.